Alright, as you can see, my door panel is off on my car. It's a 2012 Honda Civic. I was trying to fit my bass cabs and guitars and stuff in the car so that I can bring it for tour. And this piece right here, I had to remove it so that I could get in the door by pushing the door back a little bit further. And this part ended up going inside of the door. So that's why I had to take my door panel apart. This is 12. Yep, it's a 12. And then there's two 10s right here on the side that you can take them off to pull the whole part through. Now, what happened was when I was trying to put the everything back in the car, the door closed on me, and since this was disconnected, this whole part got pushed in. Now, there's these little grooves here which clip in to the door panel, and it makes it a really big pain in the ass to pull them back out. I couldn't do it by hand, and I tried to stick a screwdriver through the hole that this bolt goes through, and I still couldn't get it to come and pull back out from the door. So I had to take the whole door panel apart. And I found out it was a little bit of a pain in the ass if you don't know exactly where all the clips are. Basically, there's three different screws that you got to take out before you can actually pull the whole door apart. And then there's a couple of panels. So doing it in reverse, you basically would put this back onto the door on here, so that part has to come off last. There's clips right there. There's also the wire for the window buttons to go up and down, and the lock buttons. It's hard to do this with one hand, but once this piece is back on the door on here, the rest is kind of easy. It hooks in from the top, and remember, this is all going backwards. Hooks in from the top, the sides and the bottom all actually push in. These green pins that are here, they just push into the holes, and you just pop it right back into place. Then you'll have a screw up here on the door handle that goes in there. Then you got a screw that goes down here under this screw all the way on the left, and then you have one that goes in this hole. So basically, when you're taking the door apart, you'd have to remove the... Let me try to get this back up here. You remove the screw that goes in. Actually, let me try to do this in the right order. There's a panel in there. So you pull this tab down, pull the panel out, then there's a screw in there, pull that screw out. Then you've got this panel on your door. This pops off, and then on the top there's an actual hinge there that goes up inside, so make sure you don't break that when you're popping the bottom part off first. So they pull that off. Then you've got this screw here on the left, and then you got the same type of screw here, Phillips head, on the right side. It's in between these two. And then you've got the one up here, which I mentioned before. So that's basically how you pull your door panel apart. Once you've got all those screws out, you just pop it right out of place, lift it up. There's those push pins all throughout the sides of the door too, so you have to pop them all out, pull them out from the bottom, pull them out from the sides, and then you can pop the door out and up, and it should come off. And that's when you can disconnect this from the door, and you can disconnect the wires that go into the buttons for the window and the lock. This part, when I was able to pull it through the door, I had to pull the plastic piece that's there off. I pulled it all the way through, and then I had to push it up against the ground to pull this part out. If you ever pull this piece out, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The part that these two screws or these two bolts are connected to is what you have to put against the ground, and then there's a part behind it, like with a rubber piece on it, and you'd actually put that on the ground and then push hard against it, because this part will be all the way up here. and you got to pass these grooves, which is, it's kind of hard to do, and it hurt my hand a bit, but I'm a pussy, so that's just me. It might not hurt you. Alright, and that's how you take apart the door and fix shit that you fucked up on your Civic.